Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Mustard Seed. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ryan. Join us on our journey.
It's Wednesday morning. You know what that means. Gonna hop on into Matthew chapter 21.
I feel like there's something to be
Cleansing of
said
the temple.
after that.
What?
It's Wednesday morning. You know what that means. Every time you say it, I'm always like,
Oh, for you?
yeah, like, I feel like it set something up.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to think of it.
I feel like we should, like, are we happy with that tagline? Like the
Join us on
join
our
us on the
journey.
journey? Do you want to make any changes to that?
I don't
We
know.
can do another poll. We can
Yeah.
pull that one. What do
Everyone,
you guys think for a good tagline?
everyone vote. I've thought about that too. I'm just not clever when it comes to those things. Like, you are more, like, you pull up those lines, like, you're on it. Maybe we should just have a dad joke every time. Like, before the episode even starts, Andrew just says a dad joke. I do like the idea of, like, this is our journey. Like, you know, kind of join us on it.
Yeah.
So leave it in the comments if you can think of anything better. Oh my gosh, you're wearing your Ohio State hat? You didn't have that on before. Well,
It's Wednesday morning. You know what that means. Buckeye Central.
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It feels like there's something like right after.
Well, that's what I was going in. It's
Oh,
Wednesday
sorry.
morning. Matt, we're getting into Matthew chapter 21.
We just had the wrong lever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hit the wrong button.
Wrong lever. But sorry, I'm a little thrown off right now.
Your chair is really squeaky.
I know, sorry.
Does that get picked up on the audio? I don't know if I've ever noticed it when I
No,
listened
it
before.
doesn't, no.
Yeah, but this episode should be called
Try-
"The Giggles."
We're doing cleansing of the temple, and I'm about to cleanse this table as I squeak on by. But
Flip it over.
yeah, I guess I'll do my dad joke, and then we'll hop into some things and talk about some other things and do some other stuff and things.
Lots of things.
Lots of things. Stick with us through our things. But you want to start
That's
over?
the tagline.
I feel like this is
I'm fine with
No,
this.
it's okay.
Rock and roll,
Yeah, we're
baby.
good. We're good. I'll make some jump cuts.
I'm just gonna keep saying it's Wednesday morning and then keep restarting the whole episode. But guys, it's Wednesday. We'll get there.
Oh man, we're recording this really late on a Friday. Well, late for me, I guess. I don't know for you guys, but
No, I feel like it's late for me.
kind of loopy.
I
Yeah,
I
I'm
had
a little
such
loopy.
a long
I had a
week of
long,
work.
long week too.
Yeah,
Long week.
I was looking
long-
forward to coming out and recording though.
Yeah,
I
me
will
too.
say, like, and
Yeah.
I was looking forward to cracking a beer and just relaxing a little bit.
Yeah, it's a blast, man. I love that we do this. It's
It is
It's
fun.
a lot of fun.
Exactly, it's turned into a cool little.
It's what?
Andrew wants to start.
It's Wednesday, guys.
Scrap it, throw it in the garbage
Just
can.
kidding.
How was you guys' week? Want to talk about your week?
My week was crazy. It wasn't crazy in the sense that I felt like there was.
New job.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
New opportunities.
yeah. It was busy. Like, it was like I was starting. I just was trying. Like, I had no idea what to expect. Right, like working from home. Didn't really know what the days would look like, what the priorities were going to be.
So you're working from home?
Working from home.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That's
it's
great.
It's nice, but it's also an adjustment because now, like,
Distracting.
I'm sitting at the dining room table, like, while everything's going on in the house, in the apartment. So that's tough. We're gonna figure that out.
I
But
have a one of those tables that a desk that you can stand on if you want me. It's
yeah, I
on-
actually have one too.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, so it's in. It's
in
the-
Arizona.
It's in the storage unit,
Oh,
and so a couple of months ago, we had this idea about how we were gonna rework the apartment because we were moving Elliot down into his room. Yeah, so this is now 6 months ago at this point, when he was getting out of the bassinet. And my desk, well, Elliot's room was my
Your
office
office,
where my
yeah.
desk was. So we put it in the storage unit, and then we figured out, oh, we'll move it here. And then, like, a couple months ago, we never did it. And I was like, I moved the desk into the front of the storage unit and I had to rework it. And I was like, I'm not bringing this desk in the apartment. Like there's no reason for it. So I, I took everything out and I put it in the back and stacked everything on top of it. And now I need the desk.
Oh no.
Because I'm working off of the dining room table and we figured out what we're going to do with a room so that I can have my own little space with the desk and everything. But the challenge this weekend will be getting the desk out of the storage unit. So that's the next process. But it's nice working from home. It's really fun working. Like we're literally building the foundation for like the future. It's crazy to be on the ground floor of a company. Yeah. It's really fun. It's a lot of work, but it's like I'm enjoying it, you know? Like there's not a part of me where I'm like, oh man, like I got a full day tomorrow. Like when I'm grinding through it, I'm like, this is really cool. Like you're thinking about something that's down the line and what can be more. So yeah, I've been enjoying it, but it's been a lot of work. You have like you're at a point right now where you might have a baby soon.
Yeah.
Really soon.
In the next couple days, couple weeks, who knows?
Yeah. That's such an exciting time. Like literally a year ago at this time, I was in that same position.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like, just the anticipation is a little it's crazy. It is for sure.
Yeah. Right? Just but you were, because you didn't know boy or girl. At least I know boy. But yeah, still the same. Still all those types of feels. Just waiting on everything. Waiting to know where we're gonna be. How's it gonna go? Where do we drop Logan on our way, or is it middle of the night, morning? You know, all that end game waiting.
That's so true, right? There's a different factor. I didn't think about that. See, it's good you're going through it. Yeah. I can learn from this. Yeah, when there's another, right? Because you can't bring Logan to the hospital.
Yeah, like that was a good thing about Emily, was able to know her dates.
Yes, like so, you kind of plan for it and everything. So, how did you guys? I mean, you guys were in the hospital for an extended period of time with the twins.
Yeah, so we were when she was, I don't know, maybe 4 months pregnant, and then from there, kind of, actually no, it was like 6-7 months. And
yeah,
then,
it was like July.
Yeah, it was July, beginning of July, because we spent July 4th in the hospital. And from there, yeah, they were going to induce her in September, and then she actually ended up just going into labor, and then it worked out perfectly. So yeah, I wanted to make a video about that story and like just to talk about it a little bit at some point. But it's a pretty cool story.
It is a very cool story.
But yeah, I feel that I've been there a couple times for the babies.
Yeah, we could potentially have a trifecta of September 22nd being the baby's birthday for all of us. Yeah. If Elijah decides.
Oh, the twins were born on the 22nd.
Yeah, on the 22nd.
Oh, if Elijah. Right now, he slotted in for the 23rd, but you never know.
So you're one behind.
Yeah.
All right. Well, September is a birthday month.
Well, we're just gonna have to just combine birthday parties.
Yeah, that's right.
One cake.
I think at some point that might happen.
Yeah.
Just to think about all of the birthdays in our family in September. Yeah, it's
that's what we do. We saw, because he has a September birthday too.
That's right.
So yeah, we just have one big birthday for them.
Yeah, that was me. I always had a birthday with Rebecca.
I had with my cousin Steven.
That's right, for a little bit. Yeah, that's right.
Lauren with Antonice, your mom.
Yeah. A little different when it's an anchor.
Yeah. Your mom always had those little kid parties.
Yeah, right? She's like, I wanted it to be Belle themed this year. Lauren's like, we did that last year.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was like that. It was always Lauren's party.
Yeah.
A lot different.
Yeah. Birthdays.
But, one thing I saw, a child. So if you could bring back one childhood show from your pet, like your past, what would it be?
Wow.
A show that's not currently like readily available, or
so it's like it's over, it's done. Like,
yeah.
So the first thing that came to my mind.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Were you guessing the Otters?
Oh,
no.
PB&J Otter? I love those guys.
I don't know why I thought you would think PB&J Otter.
Oh, no, that's a
and
great
do the
one.
noodle dance.
Yeah, that was the noodle dance. Yeah. Those were great. Well, Roly Poly Oly was a great one, too.
Yeah. You can actually watch it on Disney Plus.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like,
no, but like, yeah, I'll say like we'll just say like you can, because now you can pretty much find anything,
Sort of.
but
Yeah. So
bring it back in new episodes. So we'll say
Oh,
that we'll do with that.
Okay. That changes things. Because my first thought, I would love to be able to watch the Naked Brothers Band again. I don't know why I really liked the Naked Brothers Band show.
Nice.
Yeah, they were great. They had a little band. And
Oh man, now you brought something up. Like now, well, now I know Drake and Josh don't like each other.
That's right.
yeah, is that a
I
thing?
think Drake's in jail, right? Is he
No.
in jail.
Really?
He got busted for some.
Oh.
Bad things.
Yeah,
man.
younger.
Oh no.
Younger fans.
Oh no. That stinks.
But- I think mine would be. I used to love Rocket Power.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a
Rocket
good one.
Power is a good one. There were so many great shows on. Like I felt like we grew up with like that sweet spot of shows.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if that's just because we grew up with it, like we're biased.
Oh, it's
to it,
definitely that's definitely like the nostalgia feeling. But even like our parents always probably told us like, oh, back in this, like now I feel like I'm doing that.
but- yeah, yeah.
Like we went to Chuck E. Cheese. It's not the same. It's not good. It's
Oh,
just
really?
like
I remember when the commercials changed when we were kids. Before instead of being the mascot, it was like an animated one with a guitar. Like
Yes.
that changed. That was a big deal.
Chuck E. Cheese. What was the place? Bowinkles.
oh, that's just a Long Island thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was,
Yeah.
that's shut down too. So I drive past that every day.
That's a great one. I feel like we go on and on with shows. Recess. See, like,
Recess. Yeah, that's a good
is-
one too.
I loved Recess, but that's the cool part is that some of these shows are now available again,
Mm.
like on Disney Plus. Like during,
You ever go back and think like, oh my god, I can't wait to watch this, and then it doesn't hit the same way. And it's not that good.
I was gonna
Like I
say,
felt that way with Rugrats.
yes,
Mm.
it definitely. We're older now, so there's gotta be a different
Yeah.
Well,
perception.
now
to it.
I'm the parents. I'm as old as the parents.
That's true.
From
Yeah, so
Rugrats.
it hits different. Yeah.
There are so many classics. Drake and Josh is a great
I have to say, I was like a Cartoon Network kid, so we would watch stuff on Nickelodeon, but for the most part, we were always on Cartoon Network. It's like the early.
As long
those
as you don't
shows.
say cow and chicken.
No. So I love that codename Kid Next Door.
Oh, yeah,
that was
Seen
good,
That was one of my favorite shows. Yeah.
Cartoon Network. The one that I liked on Cartoon Network was Foster's Home for Measure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was good, too.
Loved that show.
And my dad, he's funny. Like he loved that Eduardo character, and he always said he always wanted a shirt with Eduardo on it. And like one year, we bought it for him. He was like so psyched about it.
That's awesome. They had what
Make
was
a
it?
Funko of him too, so you can
Yeah.
give him the
Really?
Funko.
Oh, there you
Gotta
go.
get that.
Fun.
Wilt, Blue.
Yeah, I used to
Yeah,
like that
Blue.
show too.
the guy that would just walk around and be like, "I like cereal."
Yeah.
And I like potatoes.
Even Sweet Life.
Sweet Life, Zack and Cody. Yeah, that was a good one
Mhm.
too. Then they went on a boat.
Yeah.
Sweet Life on deck. We did have. Remember, the summertime was prime time Disney Channel. You'd get like the Disney movies, the Disney Channel
Every
movies.
Friday.
Yeah, you
right?
get new episodes. I love when they would do like those random like cross up episodes,
Mm.
and then they would always do like those summer games.
Jimmy Neutron did a the Summer Games. I remember that.
Yeah,
I like the crossover episodes, and then like that was back in the day when Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and Disney Channel were kind of competing, and even Nickelodeon did Summer Games, and they did
Yeah.
crossovers where all of a sudden Jimmy Neutrons and Timmy Turner's.
Yeah,
like,
Yes.
it was the Jimmy
Fairly
and Timmy
Odd Parents.
Power Hour.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember
there's
that
a
as
bunch
kid?
of like
Oh my
stuff
gosh.
like that.
man, those are classic.
Fairly
shows.
Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd
Yeah.
Parents was
Actually,
so good.
weird-
Cosmo and Wanda.
Weird fact. Somehow, I don't know how it happened. Like I made a Twister like fan page, and
from Rocket Power.
from Rocket Power, and like I like am in control of it, and like I have like 10,000 people that like it,
What?
and I like can post. So sometimes I post our videos.
What? How are we just finding out about this?
Whoa.
So
Wait.
I used to
Hey.
like write booyah, just random things on the Twister
Are you serious?
page, yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I'm just like, oh, I still get notifications for it and stuff.
How long was it? When was
I was
this?
trying to turn it into a mustard seed page. Pull the rug out from under them. Like, what is this?
Man, what is this? What?
A complete like 180. Wow.
That's funny.
Can I find this page? Like if
Yeah.
I search it, would I?
You know, it's weird. Like, look, I go on my Facebook. You just type in Twister. It's probably like,
Oh, it's a Facebook page.
yeah. So look, you see, I have all the notifications for Twister, and now I'm on the Twister Facebook. And look, I can become friends with the guy who ran the skate park,
Yeah. Wait, what was his name? I forgot his name.
Conroy.
Conroy from Rocket Power. Wait, Andrew, you made us.
Yeah, and
You
then,
made a
like,
fan page for Twister.
and then, like
and you-
somehow I'm like,
Twister Rocket Power.
Yeah.
One that was a K.
what?
How many people? It was 1.2K.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's so funny. What do you post?
I haven't.
Uh-huh.
Just mustard seeds.
You've been letting some people down. They're waiting for Twister to send out a post.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I think one time like I posted like, who wants to go down to the Mad Town, I think it was, or the skate park.
you could probably
Yeah.
like that's something that can go viral,
Yeah.
like those types of things.
Oh, big time.
That's so funny. I think Paramount Plus has a few of the old Nickelodeon shows on there.
Mm.
Yeah, I gotta.
Can we just talk about how there's a million different streaming services?
Oh,
and
yeah.
streaming sites. Like that's insane.
It is
Isn't that
insane.
crazy? It's like having cable, except now you have to pay for every little channel.
Well, that's the thing. I don't have cable,
Mm.
and I just have the streaming
know,
services.
yeah.
But I
Because
do.
that's like the new cable because you still have all the channels. It's just like
Yeah,
well now it's just I have to go in different places to
exactly.
access
Oh.
these and I pay more. Like
I know. That's what I want to do the math of.
We have some breaking news from Disney 23. They're making a live action Peter Pan coming in 2023.
Really? Hmm.
I have
Just so
I have a theory about these like live actions. I feel like what they're doing is they're trying to like clean up all of the gray area stuff from those movies and like try to like reinvent, like almost change history. Like they want to like get rid of what they did in the past, which is why they're doing these live action things.
Yeah.
It's like with the Peter Pan, like there's that scene where it's just like the incredibly racist, like the Indians,
Oh.
like
Ow.
yeah.
yeah.
So they're probably gonna
Well,
like
yeah, I
redo
think
that.
they did that with Lady and the Tramp,
Yeah, well, with all of
Yeah.
them, with all they've
With
been
the
doing
jet-
with the watch them. Yeah.
the cats.
Really?
Yeah, they had some. I'm not going to do
Doesn't
it because I don't
surprise
want to do it on camera.
The,
But yeah,
Siamese
the old
twins.
yeah.
Yeah.
Their
Oh,
song is a
yeah.
little racist.
is it really?
Yeah.
I actually I
Well,
don't
it's
even.
like, I don't know if it's racist or not.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Rudy.
Rudy was racist.
No, I just
Son of a
I watched Rudy
letting
again
dyslexics down everywhere. Rudy.
before every Notre Dame season. I always rewatch Rudy, so that's what I was
Nice.
doing a couple weeks ago, and
Just to watch a win.
just to get me ready. I love that movie. But what was I gonna say? Oh, but the beginning of the movie now, there's like a disclaimer, and it's like everything that is said on
Disclaimers
the.
on everything. It's
Yeah, that
ridiculous.
was the first time I saw that.
What
I
did
was like, oh,
I
wow.
just watched something where
Yeah,
it
it's
said
dumb.
like this was made. Oh, the documentary Manti Te'o.
Yes.
This was made. Yeah, that was
Yes, it was made before they understood
crazy.
that.
What it was.
Yes, that she transitioned
Yeah,
or things
blah,
like
blah,
that.
blah.
Yeah.
But let's cleanse.
All right, let's cleanse.
Let's get into some Jesus.
Jesus cleanses the temple.
So I think a misstep people take is like they're like, oh, see, Jesus was flipping over tables, and if he was angry, why can't we do it? One thing you got to look is there are two different groups there, and this time was during Passover. So during that time, a lot of people traveled there to come. So the first thing, the money stealers, the money changers, were taking advantage of all the travelers to change into Jerusalem money. They were inflating the cost of exchange and stealing people's money. So that's why Jesus, that's step one of making them mad,
Don't anger Jesus.
And the Jewish people still celebrate Passover, and it's like one of their big holidays, and they were making it into a, money hungry thing, selling things in the temple. So I have one experience of how I felt almost the same way Jesus did. I went to the church in the city, St. Patrick's.
Yeah, St. Patrick's.
So I went there. It was our anniversary. We went there for mass, and during the mass, like we really wanted to always go there. So we finally went to a mass there, and during the mass, people were just walking up, taking pictures. Like mass wasn't going on. Then they're selling things in the church. They're selling CDs, things that have nothing to do with what's going on and what is to do with our faith. Then after the mass, the priest was signing autographs and taking pictures, and I was just like,
Wow.
Gosh, if Jesus could come back right now, things would be flipped.
He'd flip those tables.
Yeah, I have to say the few times I went to mass at St. Patrick's, it was the same way,
Yeah,
and
it
it's just
was-
so distracting, and it's like
yeah.
you can't really
Just
appreciate
disappointing.
it. Yeah, just like a tourist.
Because it's such a beautiful church and just a beautiful like experience just to take in all the statues and all the, you know, just to feel.
just
Yeah.
just the building itself.
Yeah,
You know,
it's beautiful.
Crazy.
It's like going back in time.
Yeah, I've been to St. Patrick's Cathedral, but never for a mass before. So I was gonna say that has to be because I know what it like walking around. Like everyone's walking around.
Yeah.
It's a tourist.
They do
spot.
tours. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I feel like that we're at a point in time where the reverence has kind of been lost a little bit. I've been challenging myself to do that a little bit more in mass. Like to think about like walking into church, like you're walking into a place of Jesus. Like Jesus is fully present in the Eucharist and the tabernacle, and like how should we handle that? How should we reverence that?
One great job that the priests are supposed to do is to make you feel the presence, and just like by them preaching. I think in the Shia LaBeouf interview, like he
Yeah,
talks
yeah.
about it, like he says it's not a performance. I don't want to take away from that. Like, but like you have to be somewhat entertained, not you know what I mean? Not
Yes.
you have to engage the people and get them in. If you're just reading mild tone,
Sure,
You're
that could
not-
have a large
you know.
impact on how people receive things.
like
for sure.
I think we were talking about this in a previous episode, or I don't know if it was cut, but from the other one. But remember we were saying about the priests and them singing the homily,
Yes, we
Right.
talked about that.
and yeah, just like getting that alone just can get people in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way the priest handles himself can be a complete deal breaker. I think about just
Yeah,
the transitions of the different parishes around in our community and like where people have bounced around a little bit because of who is saying the mass and how much more you can receive from that. It can go a long way. It really can. I wonder if that's just kind of our culture nowadays, as far as like, really, is there anything that is actually like revered nowadays, like reverenced? You know, like even outside of like religion and just even like more of just kind of like a regular everyday toward like, you know?
yeah. I don't know. I was gonna say celebrities, but it's different, right? It's a little different.
Yeah.
Because they're worshipped. I don't know if they're are revered. You know, if they
Yeah.
get like receive reverence.
Like to think about walking into mass, and I just remember like as a kid kind of having that. Maybe it was because we were in Catholic school, but it was like important for everyone. Like, oh, okay, we're going into church, and like you felt that sort of like differentiation of where you are in church versus where you are outside of church.
It's what you said, how Jesus is in the tabernacle, and you
Yeah.
need to respect and feel that presence.
Yeah. That was something that I felt like I kind of forgotten just from, you know, moving in my faith journey, of the reverence that should be kind of brought to the mass and how this is Jesus's body and blood. And I think you can sometimes just go to mass so often and you kind of just like can easily downplay it. I know I have, right? It's just like, oh, I go to church on Sundays. But then you remember like the reverence that you need to have, or what the whole process is that's at the church and at the mass. So yeah, I think right now Jesus could definitely cleanse the temple.
Yeah, and like I was saying, like back when we were kids, like I don't know what you took out of this story. This is a story we always hear this every year.
Yeah,
like it's always told. It's part of it, and I always remember just Jesus going and flipping tables, just mad because they were like gambling and selling pigeons and stuff like that. And I just like remember him like thinking like, oh, Jesus, I don't know why he was like not understanding it. And then you look more into it, and like I said about the people taking advantage and setting up shop in the church, knowing that it's Passover and that they're going to come there during one of the holiest times for the Jewish people, and then take advantage of them. Like, oh, since you're here, you need the money currency, and then hyping it up.
Making that extra dough. Yeah, those tax collectors.
Yeah, and I almost wonder if it was like a showing of how to respond to injustice, where because like that's always whenever I would hear that story, that's like it was always the homily or whatever. Is like it's showing his righteous anger, how it's okay for Christ to get angry because it was righteous, it was in the right place, And so he was just responding to like this injustice as these people were kind of desecrating this holy space. And so it's just kind of an interesting thing to think about in our own lives and how we respond to injustice. you know,
Yeah.
And how it's okay to get angry, like when it's for good.
Yeah. It's hard to think about examples off the top of my head to be able to say like, oh, that's a, you know, but you're right. Like there is a time and a place in a sense. And it's interesting for me. I immediately when I read this again was thinking about the temple of like our bodies as like
Mhm.
temples.
Oh.
And like it was, how can I cleanse my like I don't know. I've always had that kind of image in my head. I don't know where I've gotten that from, but the idea, nah, it's from my mom. Now I realize it. Because I remember her saying that, like, your body is a temple. Like, your body holds Jesus. Like, when you go to church on Sundays, like, and then kind of like a step further, too, to think about, like, life after death and the resurrection. I think we talked about that one time in one of these episodes.
I even think Jesus even says your body is a temple. So
Yeah, there you go. So, I guess my mom got it from someone.
she got it from Jesus.
She got it from Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah. So this was like a reminder to me of like, well, what am I taking into my body, or what am I absorbing that is not allowing God to fully operate, you know, in my being? And how am I like needing to be cleansed through all of that? It's interesting to think about your life as a temple and to think about the fact that, because I've been kind of trying to learn more about this again, is like the idea of like life after death and how like our bodies get reunited with our souls in heaven one day when that Jesus comes down and brings life to death, right? Nope, death to life, the whole process of that. It kind of blew my mind again because it's something that I've kind of pushed away from myself, but then to think about the idea of like your bodies are ultimately what can be reunited with your souls in heaven, and like if that's the case, like how would I handle that? And I think sometimes it's hard to really embrace that. That's like something that's so far beyond me to think about. Like, okay, I need to handle and treat my body, the fact that it could ultimately live forever. I don't know if I've done a good enough job. I think my body might deteriorate in like 2 years at this rate as I drink a beer, you know? Like, what do you intake that is harmful or is better for your body? But yeah, for me, when I read it and was thinking about the temple, I was thinking about like myself and kind of like how I am, you know, responsible for taking care of my body, and then responsible for what I take in to ultimately represent.
Not
being,
only that,
you know,
you're
a
responsible
person of faith.
For your children in the beginning of what they take in and how
Sure.
they're going to start to treat everything, and
Yeah.
you are guiding them on the correct journey.
Yeah. 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 I start to see that more now, how Elliot responds, how he does different things. You don't realize it when they're so little, but they're taking it all in, you know? It's really interesting. You know what is funny too, to think about the kind of in this moment in time, right? Where you're diving into this story and we're talking about Jesus cleansing the temple at that moment, right? Like these were God's chosen people. So they had to, or were supposed to live as such, right? And I think that can parallel to us today. It's like we're still God's chosen people. Like God has chose us, right? We're baptized. We're supposed to live to represent, you know, our faith and to represent God. And like, kind of like a little self-reflecting. It's like, am I doing that? Like, am I doing that through my daily life? Or is Jesus going to walk into my life and just start flipping things and be like, what are you doing here? You know? And it was hard to self-reflect. On the way here, I was trying to figure out different things that I could say, this is what I need to cleanse from my life and stuff like that. Because I feel like sometimes you might feel like you have it all under control. I don't know. At least I do when it's like I have things that are going.
One of the lines he says is, "You turned my father's house into a robber's den," and that's step 2 of why he was so angry. Step 1 is the money guy at the door, and step 2 is all these merchants and robbers and everything, when it's supposed to be one of the holiest days, and that's why Jesus went there.
Yeah.
And it was just, you know,
he drove everyone out. This is his journey through to this is how he enters Jerusalem, and this is like kind of the beginning of his journey to the cross, and it's what he's done along the way. Yeah, I do think that there is a cleanse that we can do too at different points. I don't know what that entails, right? I guess confession is the biggest thing, but to think about like what it is that maybe like we're intaking that could be removed. What are our dens? What are our robbers? You know, we're made in a den of robbers.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, we're made to worship, and so, you know, in this world, we oftentimes worship other things other than God, and all of that. And so, yeah, it's always doing that self-reflection and seeing like where are we putting our attention, and are we doing a little bit too much in this one area or somewhere else as opposed to where we should be, you know, fixed.
Yeah. And I think that can be something that's done daily. I didn't think about doing that daily until Exodus, as that was like a nightly reflection thing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's hard to look back over a period of time and just be like, what? But yeah, like every day, like where am I at in my life? Where are my actions? You know, where I think it's even more than like what like I'm taking in, but also like how am I treating people, or how am I receiving just like daily tasks and like obstacles through my day? You know, do I embrace it with love and say, okay, this is a part of the day today, or do I say, I don't have the time for that, you know, and just like move away from it too? It's so much more than just like physical things, I think too, but also just how you give and how you live in love. So yeah.
Well, thanks for listening.
It's Wednesday morning. You know what that means. What happens if we did that one episode where I just said it's Wednesday morning?
Yeah, you can say it.
We'll get the analytics and it'll be like only 10 seconds people watched it and then they turned it off.
Everyone clicks away. Yeah.
They're like, dang it, it's Ryan. Can't listen to this guy. All right. Well, yeah. So I think it was another good topic to talk about today.
Yeah, powerful topic just to show everyone needs to cleanse something and just start with your faith and get out all the negativity, get out all the bad things, get out all the fear, and just push your faith forward. Yeah.
Yeah. And it takes a lot to really be able to kind of like self-reflect and figure out what it is that like we might need cleansing from, you know? It's not an easy thing to do. It takes time. It takes time. That is something that I think is, at least for me in my journey, right? Like I've realized how long it's taken me to kind of get to a point, and I still feel like there's so much more to do. But it's like those little things that I've thought about kind of applying to my faith and how it's taken time to actually fully embrace it, you know? Like it starts within a little
It's never ending. It's always a journey.
It's always a journey. And I think maybe that's why we'll keep our tagline. Join us on our journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always good to self-reflect, and it's always good to kind of allow God to show you where, you know, things might need to be changed. So cool. Well, appreciate everyone listening. Another good episode. We didn't have any dad jokes today, so maybe that's why we need to finish with that. But all right, so the links are below. So everything from Patreon to Spotify,
LinkedIn.
to LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yeah, we're on LinkedIn.
Maybe that's the missing piece if we just created a LinkedIn
there we go.
profile.
They're like, what's this?
Things would change. I think we need to start getting Twister posted more.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe we'll have Twister on the show one time. But, well, we appreciate you guys. Appreciate everyone tuning in, listening, watching. And
Subscribe.
yes, please subscribe.
Check us out on Spotify. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks for listening. See you next week. Peace.